Royalties of peace, tilling the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. How we all doing today? Yes, my water day. It is another Wednesday, April 26th of 2023. Do I bring to us this beautiful video on Lost. L-U-S-T. Yes, you heard me well. Lost. I have been working on this existence called lost. What is this that we reject but is still in existence and so powerful? So powerful. Powerful like passion, but rejectable. What is this called lost? Royalties of peace, tilling the storm back to peace that has no storm. It is very true that what you don't take care of will be much more work at the end when you need rest. If there is a leak, you must seal it before you lose all the water from the tank. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle to really get to understand lost. Of being so rejected, but yet a worthy. We have been talking about peace tilling the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. All about the ocean reversing back to not just clouds, but purified water, invisible air. Who we are, the gaseous state of battlefield free. From this complicated state, we seek our pure and holy battlefield free. Every individual reciprocally happy and of perfect peace, without a sight of even complication, meaning all becomes well, a holistic state we seek. Not long I did enable the video concerning the long term and the short term recovery that we need to consider. The short term being multiplying, sexuality, and the long term being consumption, food. Should we eat? Should we have sex? We understand without sex we can live. But not for too long, we'll all be out. Without food, we cannot live. Though gracefully we get out, needing no more food. Some would tell you both are very vital. Can only be in the sense where sexuality is a lesson and food a lesson. Both being required of being a lesson, yet must follow the expected of reversing gracefully of that which short term is sexuality and digestion of food, a long term, are where we gracefully get out. Yet we end up with the urge of both. Must we be able to gracefully, persistence to wellness is practice. The urge is only the matter of complying to our expected, practicing to perfect. It should not be too much neither it not of existence. The urge of sex and the need to eat will always be, until the flesh gracefully gives way. Even of the liquid state. Some understand vampires need blood for food, a complication. Blood is life. Life is red. Where life is red, blood is life. Some say red is danger. Danger meaning do not bruise. Red. When you see red, you have to halt. You need a halt when you see red. It is not danger, but dangerous to play around with it. Honor red is what we do when driving on the road. When you honor red, you stay safe. When you honor blood, you stay safe. When you honor life, you stay safe. What is lost? Lost is love, like a holy grail upside down. Can you fill the cup with some grape juice? When you see a woman, it's written all over her. Lust is written all over a woman. Even the woman will testify by a sight of another woman, especially a woman with the 8th figure. Like, whoa, what a glorious being of a woman. We may go all about trying to make all shapes of a woman look all right to console ourselves, but we know of reality. There is one figure that stands out when you take a look at it. The 8th shape figure of a woman. March was the woman's month. This is April. Before we know it will be June. Celebrations, marriages. Today have I been contemplating on this love of lust, rejected, yet an explicit of existence, of how powerful it never gives up. Like a cup of alcohol can get drunken in, does not mean alcohol is not drinkable, but for the responsible. Like you say, money is the root of all evil. Alcohol is a symbol of our existence. The more complicated, the more drunkening. A sip to some is unbearable, while some could drink even 3 a glass. Some, just the smell of it is drunkening. Such is lust. Nothing is bad, but how we apply it. Nothing is bad, but how we apply it. Some say excess of everything is bad, meaning excess of everything is not normal. But we are looking for perfect peace, excess of overflowing and abundance, without storm. What is a storm? What is lust? Did I say like a cup, the Holy Grail, upside down? It's not because the cup is upside down, but we upside down. 9 is not upside down, but we call it 6 when we are upside down. If we have to turn the 6 back to 9, it means we have to turn back upright. Trying to turn the earth upside down is rather we turning around. We can never turn the earth upside down, but we can turn around. The U-turn is ours to make. Advancing to wellness, of battlefield free, a journey. Lady in red is dancing with me. There's nobody here, just you and me. Cheek to cheek. This beautiful song sung a long time ago brings me back to my childhood. It's where I wanna be. Very beautiful song. Very beautiful song. Brings us to what? The Lady in Red. The Lady in Red. A romantic song. When we think of love, romance, lust, it's always written on a woman's body. But why do we reject lust when it's so powerful? A woman is fragile. You do not want to break a woman. True, you want a hug, but you cannot press too hard or she will break. It's where I wanna be. Hardly I know this beauty by my side. I'll never forget the way you look tonight. The night is always about the night, a battlefield, the need to rescue love, the need to rescue lust, this beauty that is like in the shadow. When you confuse the shadow to reality, therefore you have confused reality to shadow. The upside down Holy Grail. Lust is love and not a shadow. The more we reject lust, the more we find ourselves lost. Many will tell you, I'm not lusting. I'm just loving you. I'm not lusting. I love you. This is not about lust. It's about love. It tells us of how upside down our mind, short of knowledge instead of full of knowledge. Lust is love that has been maltreated for a very long time. So I want us to really get to reflect on this while on this journey to perfect peace. First of all, we want to know what is love. Love is unity. Love is one. Recovering. Healing. Love should not be complicated, but uncomplicated. We try to blindfold lust in love in the name of being genuine, but lust is still in existence in love. Love is the feeling. The power of love is lust. must we understand the general world's point of view of what lust is. According to Oxford Language, it is very strong sexual desire. The noun explains it to be a very strong sexual desire. Of its verb form, it's about having a very strong sexual desire for someone, both a noun and a verb, a word and action. Very strong sexual desire. But I did take a look. Wikipedia says lust is a psychological force producing intense desire for something or circumstances while already having a significant amount of the desired object. An intense desire for something or circumstances while already having a significant amount of desire. Lust is a psychological force producing intense desire for something or circumstances while already having a significant amount of the desired object. Also says lust can take any form, such like lust for sexuality, money, power. Also gives another form of lust, that lust can take a mundane form, mundane, mundane form, to my understanding, meaning not spiritually. Some may say vanity, some may say shadow form of existence. Like, for example, lust for food, gluttony, or lust for rindense, desire to a smell of a smell that reminds you of something in the past. However, love may mean, and lust. Some will say love is passion. Lust is not passion. In the name of passion is benevolent, but lust is malevolence. How we have stapled negativity on lust has really hurt our relationships. What is a desire towards something? A strong desire. A strong desire towards a circumstance of a desired object. When you love something and then all of a sudden it's so strong that you cannot do without it until you touch it. Temptation, tempted to touch, especially when it comes to a woman's body. Some are attached to money. Some are attached to food, power, tempted to be titled. You do all to win the political election. Lust. You do all to get it, even if it has to do with causing harm. We never reject lust, but how we walk with love. When you love by harming, you abuse love, you dishonor love. Is that different from the desire that is so strong that can cause harm. You could harm to get what you want, like alcohol. Some call it an addiction. An addiction meaning what is picker, what is not supposed to be part of love, with some staple on lust. But rather, love is like pressing so hard on a fragile one until it breaks. It is not lust that causes that, but short of knowledge of what lust is, the short of knowledge of applying love. It's not lust. Lust is love. It is all right to love very strongly without harm. But mostly we will refer to lust to be admiring someone you're not supposed to admire, especially if you're married. You cannot admire another woman the same way you admire your wife. You cannot admire another woman's nakedness, and that is what they're drawing to, of nakedness. Or why are you looking at her like that? Do you want to undress her with your eyes? That is not the right definition of lust. You lust after your own wife. If you tell a man you're lusting after your wife, he will be like, no, I'm married to my wife. What is lust? It's time we really redefine lust. Lust is not love with harm. There's a difference between harm and lust. Lust is the strong desire, the admiration of a woman. It does not matter which woman. It's love. Trying to make love have a shadow called lust is dividing love, and that's why we can never find love of expected. Having a piece of it thrown on the side in the name of rejected. Lust is beautiful, especially admiring a woman's body. I'm sorry that I may sound insane. A woman's body, the complete aid. If you can admire a woman's body of expected, of its treasure and its beauty, without breaking it, then you have loved. Then you have loved. Now, I don't know what you call lust, but lust is love. Strongness of love is lust. The most beautiful part of love we throw on the side and title it so negatively, and everyone just hates the word lust. Like it's impossible to travel with us. Lust cannot die, but must fulfill its purpose. By we being able to reverse back to expected, looking like upside down. How do we reject the Holy Grail? Because we are upside down. True, we recognize something is not adding up, but we should examine ourselves first. Let us examine ourselves first of why are we rejecting lust? Why are we scared of a woman's naked body, especially the 8th figure of expected, the right woman's body that we know of? When we take a look at the models, a true beautiful model of a feminine body, that you go, wow. What do you feel? It should not cause any complication to do harm. What is it that you do with your woman? The one you call the wife with the ring on her finger for me. It's contradicting even of harming, bruising. Why love never ends of expected is the misconception of what harm is. When you call lust harm, you blindfold the true harm. of bruising a woman's body. A woman's body is not supposed to be held too close, but of expected distance. It's the mind that admires the woman's body. It's the mind that wears a woman's body. It is the mind. The woman's body is meant for the mind to glorify self. They will tell you, if you want to get fit, put the right picture on the wall of a beautiful lady of the size you want to be, and it will encourage you to work out. If a man puts a woman's picture on the wall, what is that to you? It's for you to be able to work out to expect it of the mind. The mind. Lusting is not a crime, but the harm you must prevent that comes with a strong urge of love when you finally found the peace that you really need. How you give a hug of the one that was lost and finally found. You do not want to put them in pain. Let us reflect on what lost is. Lost is love. But what you need to understand is you don't want to cause harm, even to your wife. That when you call love in your wife love, you need to still reflect on it. You need to still examine your mind of what you call your wife. My love. What do you mean by my love? Is what she wants. Is she also confused when you are the head that leads? A man must be able to love a woman and teach a woman how to love. It is a man's place to teach the woman how to love. There's a reason why some women are married into the man's home and taught how to be a wife to their husband. Though a complicated way, can we address it today of expected? If you want to live with someone forever, you must start from childhood. Best friends are from childhood. Except when it is bruised, you begin to find another hanging around, a best friend, but rather trying to heal. The healing of your best friend is what you call your best friend just found. It's time to really understand. It takes practice to perfect. Your best friend, your lover. My high school boyfriend is my lover. But your practice could be rather an addiction that needs rehabilitation. Sometimes you love him hurting you, and you cannot leave him because you love him, but you don't understand where you're falling short of understanding what lust is. When he looks at another woman, it hurts my heart. We need to fix that understanding of what lust is. A man is meant to admire a woman's body. There's a reason why a man finds himself lost, L-O-S-T, at looking at a woman's body, and you say lusting. Lusting is love and not lust. He's not lost. There is something about admiring a woman's body, a perfect body. Even women admire women. A woman's body at 8 figure is completion. 8 meaning completion, a new beginning, which we have not achieved. Some might have achieved, but not being able to tell others means we have not yet achieved. We must be able to achieve it all. You may be complete on your side, but seeing a ripple on the other side is still a partiality. You could still fall prey, is what it is. You still have anxiety, even though not expressing it as symptomatic as anxiety feelings. The anxiolytic that you can have to heal from the anxiety is by encouraging the others to recover from their ripples of misunderstanding, of short of knowledge. Lost is love. Strongest love is lost. When you find lost and apply it back on love, you become fulfilled. Lost is you turning back upright to have the cup of grill of expected. Love is lost. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. Yes, it's time for us to really reflect on lost, of how much we have neglected this love. This part of love is love. Like a mirror image should not be upside down, but of exactly what love is. Even stronger expression is the affirmation of yourself in the mirror. How do we reject lust? How can you say that what you can only do to one woman and not to every other woman is called love? Only one woman can have that from a man and not any other woman. That will be lost. But rather, you loving every other woman and not your wife. How do you refer lust, harm? But when you harm your wife, it's called love. When you break your woman into pieces, she running 24/7 after a baby, calling it love. And before you know it, you leave them behind in a world of jeopardy, when we are all seeking to arise of purity perfect. How do we fall apart? If eyes can become of sublimation, gaseous state of expected, why will you want to go to a liquid state? It's of the fullness of the mind. No matter where you are, if you have the fullness of the mind, you find yourself only advancing to the highest, not trying to stay in stagnant in a complicated state, or be it of ice or liquid. Let us reflect on lust. Lust is not harm. If you understand what you do with your wife, do unto others what you want them to do unto you. We all love each other, but you cannot hold a glass too much with pressure, it will break. But we all love the glass to hold, but too much pressure will break. There's distance enough, there's pressure enough to not bruise a woman. Blood is life. To not break a heart, the bleeding. We're gonna talk more about love next Wednesday while we reflect on lust. May sound strange, but it's worth walking on lust of so long in the dark. So long in a stagnation state, must it seek its wellness to perfect. Thank you for watching. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace.